We've been talking about individual uses of TAC as a solo operator. Now we're going to get into networking the end user devices together so you can work and collaborate as a group. This enables us to access the more advanced features of TAC, and this is really what excites most people about TAC. Right, we can text to any unit on the field just by tapping their icon on the map. Say, hey, I want to talk to this guy because I see something they don't, and I want to warn them. Bloop, done. It'll allow you to send and receive live drone footage of the field, georeferenced to where the drone is. It'll overlay it on the map. It gives you your Blue Force tracking. You get voice over IP and the sharing of, cursor on target points. So you can go, oh, I see 3 enemy right here. Put it on your map and drop that point, and it'll distribute that point to all the other users. Now, there's several different ways we can craft that up. One of the easiest being Wi-Fi, right? Wi-Fi is a network. So you can take a, say, travel router and a small battery pack, and you can set up a small area that you can share TAC data. It's usually about 300 feet from the transmitter, probably closer to 2 more reasonably. But you can mesh network several routers together to get some enhanced coverage. I like to use this to transfer large amounts of data, such as a game data package at a base camp environment or at a faction brief. It's cheap, it's fast, and and it's simple. You don't need a cell connection. Next up is zero tier VPN, right? It creates a tunnel, VPA tunnel. You can get 10 devices on it for free, but you do need an internet or a cell connection. You've got Beartooth, which is a mesh network. You don't need internet data. It's about $1,500 a pair. If you can get your hands on them, go Tenna. That's the real deal, right? The military is using them for exactly this reason, or this use case, but it's about $1,000 a unit. Again, you don't need internet. You got the mil-spec IP radios. Well, they're all but unobtainium, and about 4K a piece used when you can find them. That would be the end-all cool guy thing, but who are you going to talk to? You got to have people with them. Argus TAC. Argus TAC is a very limited function TAC server. 5 seats are free, so if you've got a small team, you can set yourself up on Argus TAC. You do need an internet or a cell connection. You've got GoTAC, right? It's about $125 a month for 5 seats. $250 for unlimited. You need a cell connection, but it is a full-blown TAC server. You can also build your own TAC server. About $60 on a Raspberry Pi, or $5 a month for a VPS. It requires a good bit of IT skills. I did one. It sucked. It's painful. It continues to be painful. But you can handle 100 units. You do need an internet or a cell connection for that as well. As we can see, a lot of these options can be very cost prohibitive. As I keep harping on, even if you have the cool guy shit, who are you going to talk to? It can be very tech prohibitive. You need an IT guy to get this up and keep it running. A lot of them have a single point of failure. You lose internet. You lose cell service. The one server you have goes down, or the IT guy decides he's pissed at you and he doesn't want to play with you and your team anymore and walks off. I mean, airsoft teams are unfortunately unstable by their nature. And then if you're doing the more expensive stuff, how are you distributing the costs, right? Often someone ends up holding the bag for the bill. And what if you just need 50 seats 3 weeks a year, 100 seats two times a year? And who is going to manage adding and removing and maintaining the server? But with Mestastic, we get a robust, decentralized, self-healing, encrypted off-grid network. It can work in conjunction with an existing ATAK server if you have cell access. So it gives you a whole nother layer in and of itself. It's $30, simple and fast to set up. It's scalable. It's been tested to 3,000 nodes. Right? You buy a unit, you're in. There's no gatekeeping, no fees. You can't stop the signal now. Not only does this remove the gatekeeping, but it shifts the burden from the few or the one to the many. Right? Each player covers their own costs by bringing their own unit. They own a piece of the system, and the system is better for them being on board and adding to the capabilities of the system by adding another node. If I'm running a ATAK server and someone can't log in, it's my problem, even if the issue is really with the player's phone. If they can't get their Meshcastic gear to work, that's their problem. Honorable mention, Halo. It's a long-range Wi-Fi protocol. It's been around for a bit, and it's gaining a lot of traction. It gives you a much higher data rate than Meshcastic. It can do voice comms. It can do video. It will do. It's Wi-Fi. So if you put it into a Starlink, you can give Wi-Fi and you can give TAC access to everybody in the group, and they can get internet access. The open source project is OpenMNA. They're building it, a mesh version of it. It's not quite there yet, but it will be in a year. And 2030, this is what our comms are going to look like.